Hello Taurus, it's October 2018. I'm back again, but this time a slightly different format. I want to talk to you about those things that are resistant in your life right now and how you can actually work with that to make these transits much more favourable for you. And I'm talking about Saturn, which is generally, for you Taurus, a good planet. But it still comes with its inherent challenges, and right now it's transiting through your ninth house, the sign of Capricorn. The ninth house has a lot to do with your values. And also we talked recently about how Uranus has been sort of just slipping in and out of your sun sign and maybe throwing your life in many different areas into a little bit of turmoil. Now Saturn, as I will reiterate to each and every one of the star signs, is a particularly interesting planet in that it obstructs you, it challenges you, and it also makes you somewhat, I guess, restricted, both in terms of your circumstances externally and in terms of your internal needs and desires and aspirations. But the key word here is resistance. Recoiling from the situation in which this planet is demanding that you attend to. And being in your ninth house now, this has a lot to do with your philosophy in life. So many of you are going to be challenged. And the challenge comes in terms of having held on to perhaps a belief system or a way of doing things, which for a long time maybe worked for you. Now that Uranus has stepped into the picture, it's shaken that up. It's going to continue to do so for 6 or 7 years. And so you really need to be prepared as to how to use all of that BS, as I call it, the BS of life, and process it into useful fertilizer. It's exactly what it is. It's the fertilizer. And for you, being an earth sign, it's your sun sign, and Saturn transiting through this ninth house, which is also the earth sign of Capricorn, indicates that a lot of these challenges are going to come to you in the form of the things you cherish most. What is it that you value most? You value your security, you value money, a regular sort of income, you value having that stable home base. Now, if any of that sort of stuff is being dislodged, which it's quite likely it's going to happen, and may have happened for some of you earlier because you've got Pluto in this part of your horoscope too, so that is very, very transformative. And when Saturn and Pluto come together, and they're not yet quite in that very close conjunction, this is what Reinhold Eberton called force majeure. Reinhold Eberton is from the German school of astrology, the cosmobiology school of astrology. And so the force majeure can be something that dislodges you from your comfort zone. I don't think this is to do with your relationship. It may be in some cases, but this has more to do with the value system, the core belief system that you have, what it is you feel has held you in good stead, what you've come to rely upon in your life, that you can hang your hat on. And right now that's shifting. It's like the goalposts are being changed for you, and you need to really become a lot more flexible. And I think that's the point that I'm making. That is the primary medicine for you right now. Just loosening up a little bit, and as scary as it is, going with the flow, going with the challenge, and going, okay, let me see where this takes me. And you know, you can practice that a little bit. You don't have to give it all up in one go. You know, I'm going to say it, again, I'm saying it to every star sign today, that it's ludicrous to go to a doctor for a particular problem, if you're suffering a problem, to be told what the problem is, and then to be charged for the consultation, but to be not given any sort of remedy or remedial measure. So I think that it's important. That's my daughter knocking on the door. Sorry, sweetheart, I'll just be a couple of minutes. I think she wants to come and do the reading with me again, maybe for Gemini, and Cancer will get her in. So it's important to get the remedy. It's important to know, well, okay, this is challenging me in all my belief systems. I'm observing what's going on. I'm a little fearful. I'm apprehensive. I'm nervous. How do I deal with that? So firstly, you've got to have some trust. I think the inflexibility that you find in the Taurian native, yourself, is stemming from a lack of trust. But I ask people to go backwards in time to look at what they have. Have a look at what you've got in life. You have a house, you've got a place to live, you have 3 square meals a day for the most part. Most of you have jobs. Some of you may be struggling with the way the economy is, but you've never gone without food. And what happens when you hit a bit of a brick wall and times get a bit tougher? That mistrust starts to expand. You forget the fact that for all these years you've never gone without food. You've always somehow managed. And so it's important to work on, the remedy for you really is gratitude for what you have and moving forward with a sense of trust that the universe, as it has in the past, is going to provide for you now. And also don't be afraid to be flexible in trying new things. I think that's the kicker for you. Trying new things is going to give you it's going to afford you the opportunity to explore what happens when you step out of that comfort zone. What you'll find very quickly is that, hey, nothing untoward happened. And that's like the baby step you need to take while Saturn is in this position. It also gives trouble to people who are studying. So if you're in some sort of study course, teachers, mentors, gurus, in the Eastern system of astrology, not the 10th house, but the 9th house is regulating the father and the relationship with the father. So some of you may be experiencing some ideological differences with your historic past and your parents, in particular your father. So this is a time, again, don't recoil from this. You need to move into a process of trust, reconciliation, and not sort of resisting what may appear at first to be negative response or negative feedback. Just suck it up, Taurus, is what I'm saying. And as I said to Aries, the little old guru I met in 1999 taught me very, very, very clearly that Saturn, if you work with it, if you don't resist it, will really, really bring you to a point of great acquisition, great inner happiness, great contentment, and a successful life. If you resist it, it's the resistance itself that's pushing things away in your life. Next month, I'm going to talk to you about Jupiter's role in your life and how that's expanding you in certain areas. We're going to have a look at where that is working on you and what part of your life, and how you can maximize the returns and the benefits of the energy of that planet. So as I've said to the other star signs, the important remedy for you is flexibility, but the other one is doing a little bit of fasting, meditation, and charitable work on a Saturday, which is the day of Saturn. That tends to neutralize a lot of the malefic influences from that planet, and it has been found over thousands of years to actually bring some really, really nice relief. And if it's relief you need, it's relief we've got to offer. So, see you next month. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Don't forget to stop in at astrology.com.au. We've got more there if you're looking for the chronological transits and everything that I normally do. This month I thought I'd have a little bit of a break. Next month too, just to mix it up a little bit and give you some respite from that format. Take care.